Hello everyone, it's Rebecca from Chloe's Creative Cards, and today I'm going to show you how to make this birthday card for a special someone that you might have that you'd like to give a birthday card to. So, to get started, I've taken an 8x8 inch white card blank, and I've taken a piece of Azalea pearl card, and I'm just going to apply some Collal all-purpose glue to the back, and I'm going to stick that on to my card blank like so. I've then taken a piece of white card and I'm going to stick that to the back using some foam pads. So we'll just apply some of those to the back like so. Just grab a few more. Just peel all those backs off. And then stick that onto there. Like so. Okay, I've then taken a piece of patterned paper from the Floral Frames and Flutters paper pad. And again, just going to apply some all-purpose glue to the back and stick that down. Go. Okay, and I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper and then I'm going to apply some glitter around the edge. So I'm going to take my art glitter all dry as clear glue, sorry, and then I'm just going to carefully run a thin line along the edge. We're going to apply a chunky glitter, so don't worry how straight and how thin it is. Just across, and then I'm going to take salted caramel, Sparkelicious, and just sprinkle that over, like so. I'm just going to move that out of the way for a second while we do the next side. So again, just applying that glue all the way along. And sprinkle that on. So, and then the last side. So, I'm just going to flick that glitter up to there. There we go. And you can see we've got that lovely sparkly thin border. I'm just going to pop this glue, this glitter back into the pot. And pop that to the side. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to die cut some of our layers. So I've taken a scalloped, one of the pierced and scalloped dies. So I've used I'm going to cut the pierced one from some rose quartz matte mirror, and I'm going to cut the scalloped one from some printed paper. So we'll do this one first. I'm just going to grab some low tack tape to secure that down so it doesn't move in my die cut machine. Okay, I'm going to bring in my plates. I'm going to use my base plate, plastic shim, die facing up with cardstock on, and then my top plate as well. I'll just run that through the die cutting machine. I don't think I've had that quite far enough down in the machine. run that back through. Just remove that from the die. There we go. I've got that lovely pierced one. And then I'm just going to run through the scalloped one as well. Just tape that into position, like so. Scalloped one. Okay, so what I've done as well is I've just cut a piece of white card that's slightly bigger than the matte layer. I just wanted a tiny little border just to break it up on the card. Okay, so I'm going to stick that white layer on first using some foam pads. I'll peel the backs off there. And then stick that onto my card. And I'm going to apply some colour all-purpose to the back of the matte layer. Okay, like so. And then I've got my scalloped layer that I'm going to stick on with some foam pads. On there. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fancy Plaque dies, and I think this is the largest one, and then I've missed one, and then this is the next one. So I'm going to cut both of those from just plain white card. So we'll just tape those onto there. And I'm going to use my junior plates just because it goes through a little bit quicker. All about saving time. So run those through. And while those are going through, I'm going to tape this one onto here. So this is the second largest that I'm going to cut from Rose Quartz Matte Mirror. So I'll just tape that onto there. And then we'll just move those over there for now and pop that one in. There we go. Remove those. Okay. There we go. So they're all going to layer up like that. So I'm going to stick the largest layer on using some foam pads. Like so. Just peeling off the backs and then sticking that into the centre. And then I'm going to stick the matte rose quartz layer on top. And then what I'm going to carefully do, just like we did the edge of the card, I'm just going to go around the edge of this die cut. Again, because we're using a chunky glitter, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just following the edge. I think the trick is as well not to squeeze the bottle too hard. Just very, very gently so that there's just a steady flow of glue. Working all the way around, and then I will just grab my scrap paper. There it is. And again, that salted caramel, Sparkelicious. I'm just going to sprinkle that round. Like so. There we go. Okay. Then for my next layer, I'm going to dust it up with an anti-static bag. And then I've taken the happy birthday sentiment from the Relatives Sentiment Builders. I'm going to ink that up using a Wow clear embossing ink. I'm just going to press that on. Bring in my scrap paper again. And we're going to emboss that using some metallic gold. I'll just go and grab. I'm going to use the polished gold today. So I'll just sprinkle that over, like so. Pop that back in the jar. And then we're going to heat that up. Okay, I'm just going to waft that just to cool that down, and then I'm just going to apply some foam pads onto the back. I'll stick that into the centre of the card. Okay, then what I've done is I've die cut the outer layer from white card, and I've die cut the fine layer from some gold mirror card. I'm just going to carefully apply some tiny dots all over. Like so. And I'm going to stick that onto there and press it down until it grabs. Like so. Flip that over, and we're going to add some foam pads to the back. And then we're going to stick that onto our little plaque. Now I've done this for Auntie, but obviously you can use any of the relative dies for whoever you would like this card to be for. Okay, so to create the flowers, I've got some that I've already done here. I'm going to show you how I made those. So, we've taken a sheet of the Rose Quartz Washers Vellum, and I've just got a little piece here. I'm going to fold that over, and then I'm going to take the medium solid flower, elegant flower, and the small elegant flower, and I'm going to tape those into position to run through my die cutting machine. And again, putting in those plates and run that through. So you need 2 of the same size for each of the flowers, and I made for this card we need 4 of the small ones, so you need to cut 8 small and 4 of the medium. I'm just going to pull those out of there, like so, and the smaller one. Just release those from there. Okay, and you can see that we've got 2 of the smaller ones cut and 2 of the medium ones. And so release these from the die. 1 and 2. Okay, right, I'm just going to put those to the side. So then to create the larger flower, what I've done is I've then just created a valley fold down the centre. I like to flip them over and kind of create a mountain fold. Essentially is a valley fold on the correct side. So again, just going to do that with both of those ones, and I'm going to do that with the 2 small ones as well that I've got left. And again, like so. Okay, I'm just going to add a blob of glue into the centre. And I'm going to offset that one and stick it into the middle. I'm just going to hold my finger into the centre there, just so that that glue can grab. Same with the small one. Just give it a couple of seconds to grab. There we go. And then for the small one, what I've done is I've cut out one of the little stamens using the stamen die, and I've just glittered the edges using Dulce, where is it? There we go. Dulce Sparkelicious glitter, just so that they were dry ahead of time. I'm just going to stick that into the middle, and then you can see we've got 4 of those small ones done. And then for the larger one, I'm then going to take the filigree elegant flower, and I'm going to cut that from a piece of crystal white pearl card. So I'm just going to trim a piece off here. And I'm going to stick that down. Just check I've got no pieces in the die. No. Stick that down using some low tack tape. And then I'm going to bring in my Gemini bit. So I'm going to use the metal shim this time. With it being a detailed layer, I'm going to add that in there. I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. See, that beautiful flower is all cut out. Now, to release it from the die, you want to make sure that you're going from petal to petal. So carefully pulling each petal down, then looking at the next one, carefully pulling that petal down, and just releasing as many holes as you can. And then carefully pulling that out. And then you can see there's a couple of little pieces left in there. I'll just push those through. You can see you've got that beautiful filigree layer. Okay. Right, so then what we're going to do, I'm just going to bring in that scrap piece of paper again. And I'm going to bring in my Distress Oxide in Spun Sugar and one of our blending brushes. And I'm just going to ink this up a little bit. Oh, there's another little piece in there. Just get rid of that. Okay. Just going to ink this up like so, just to give it that faint pink tinge to it. Okay. Then I'm going to take my chisel tip glue pen. I'm just going to apply glue all over the petals, like so, and the last one, and then we'll just flip that paper over and I'm going to bring in some Pink Perfection, Sparkelicious. I'm just going to sprinkle that over the petals. And it just gives that really subtle pink sparkle, which looks really pretty. Okay, then I'm just going to carefully shape these petals again, just by creating that fold in the centre. And I'm going to bring in my vellum flower. I'm just going to fold up those petals, blob a glue in the centre and stick that into the middle. Again, just holding it there for a few seconds, like so. Then taking again one of the stamens from the Stamen die, glittered the edges using Dulce, and I'm just going to put that into the centre of the flower. Okay, and we're going to add these onto our card. So I'm going to bring in some Pin Flare 3D glue gel. I'm going to add a blob to the back of the larger flower and add that to the side. Blob to the back of the other large flower and add that to the opposite side. Blob to the smaller flowers and pop them either side, like so. And there you can see we're starting to build up the card. Okay, then what I've done is I've taken some of the Leafy foliage, so I've die cut that from some gold mirror card, and then I've just glittered up 3 of them, and I'm going to show you how to do the 4th one. So again, bring in my scrap piece of paper, and use the sticky side, chisel tip glue pen, and just apply glue to the leaves and the stems on those. Like so. Tend not to bother about the bottom bit, because that bit's going to be tucked under anyway. Then we'll flip that over and we're going to use that Dulce glitter. Oh, wrong one. Just I checked. Dulce, it's lovely sparkly gold. We'll just sprinkle that over, tap off the excess, and then you've got a lovely sparkly gold leaf. I'll just tip that back into the pot. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add these in behind our flowers. So I'm just going to lift up those smaller flowers, tuck the leaf under, like so. And you can kind of position them where you'd like them to be. There we go. Then I'm going to add, to finish off the card, a blob into the centre of each flower. And then I'm going to use the beautiful Bouquets Bling Box. I'm going to use some of those larger pink gems. And we're going to add those into the centre of each flower. I don't want to stick today. And just fiddle around with those flowers because we've used that glue gel, and that would then be your finished card. I really hope you've enjoyed this demo today. Thank you for watching. As always, all the products used today will be listed in the description below. Thanks, bye.